Hello, everyone. My name is Casey Saunders, and I'm with Trimble. And today we are joined by our guest, Peta, if hopefully I said that correctly, aka Survey Geek Girl, and in honor of International Women's Day this week. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Casey. It's an honour to be asked.
Absolutely.
And while we're
So
going, there's also defining boundaries in there as well. I'll just
exactly,
put that little
defining
plug in there.
boundaries. Yeah. So why don't you give us a little introduction and tell us about how you've kind of got into this career?
Sure. So I've been in the industry, in the surveying industry, for 26 plus years now. I started by sort of chance when I was in my early 20s. I was a single mother, needed a career behind me, wanted to work outside, didn't want to be inside. And by chance, I got into surveying and landscaping at our TAFE colleges, and the surveying was 2 years full-time, whereas landscaping was 4 years part-time. So that made my decision. I went to TAFE and got my diploma, and yeah, it's all gone uphill from there.
That's awesome. Yeah, 2 years is definitely better than four.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially when you need to make the money.
Yes. So, what's your experience been like so far as a female in this male-dominated industry?
It's really funny because when I started in the industry, I never even really thought about it being a male-dominated industry. I just knew that it was something that I would probably enjoy. I was always fit, healthy, athletic, loved being outside. So yeah, the choice was more on. It gave me those options. I was never a maths genius. I knew enough and could put enough together to do what I needed to do. Everything had a purpose, all that kind of stuff. So none of that really worried me. And it wasn't until I actually started applying for jobs that I kind of went, this is interesting. I was
Yeah.
applying for all these positions. And as soon as they found out that I was a single mum with a young baby, you kind of could just see that attitude change. And yeah, it was sort of
Yeah.
like, oh, thank you, we'll let you know, sort of thing. So that was probably my first introduction to the industry in that sense. But from there, moving on, I got a couple of jobs with government departments, with big companies, and spent most of my career working with a private surveyor, nice and close to home, learning cadastral surveying. So I was
Okay.
probably working in industry for about 12 years or something like that.
Oh, wow. It's a long
Yeah,
time.
needed a change, and went and helped a friend out for a little while with their business, and ended up teaching back where I started my
Fabulous.
career. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So I worked for 12 years in the vocational education sector before going back to industry.
Okay.
Mm.
Great.
And now I'm
Um,
back in it, creating a new academy.
awesome.
That's my
So
life.
back to you kind of said that you didn't really think of anything when you were going into the industry until you were actually in
No.
it, and then you realized,
Hmm.
there might be a difference here. Um, can you speak a little bit more on that? Like, have
Yeah.
things changed over, since you first joined versus now?
Yeah. Look, I think changed. I think things have changed a lot in the years that I've been in the industry. When I was at TAFE, there was one other girl. She was the daughter of a surveyor. When I was working in industry, I probably bumped into one other female surveyor, maybe two if I was lucky. And working on construction sites, all that kind of stuff. I mean, at times it would be a little bit daunting. I'm probably lucky that I grew up in a street of boys and I was a tomboy. So I had an older brother. I knew how to fight. I knew how to use my words.
Yep.
So, you had to be pretty strong-willed,
Yep.
determined to not let things get to you at times. But also, there was lots of, I hate to say it, but it's true, the white old male surveyors that look down on you. And because I didn't have a degree either, I only had a vet qualification, a technical qualification. I had those as well. And I knew I could survey. I knew I could do the job. My boss taught me really well how to do all kinds of definition and stuff like that. So I knew I was capable of the job that I had to do. So I didn't let them worry me. I just move on, do my job.
Yeah,
And
that's
if I was
good.
on a construction site and they gave it to me, I gave it back. Put them straight back in their place.
That's right. Probably
They
just like
soon
you did with
respected
your.
me.
There you go. There you go. So, do you have any kind of like mantra or inspirational quote or any kind of inspiring leaders that help keep you going through those tough times?
Oh, do you know what? I didn't really have anyone in that sense. Like my boss, we were a small company, and he was probably my main mentor, my main supporter. You know, he believed in what I could do. He would teach me things. So in that sense, it's a lot different these days as it was back then. You know, no taking photos, no social media, none of that kind of stuff to get any of that support. So unless you were in some kind of committee or community or a part of an association or institution or something like that, you were just working. You did your job, you went in the morning, did your job, came home. These days it's a lot different. Yeah, I try and put out there that there is support for people, that we can do the job. You know, we think differently, we look at things differently, we work different. Working together in a team as a male and female, two females, whatever it may be, we just bring something different to the job,
Yeah.
and that we're quite capable of doing it. You know, I'm proof.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, what are some things that you think women bring to the table?
I think we just have a little bit of a different mindset, you know, and it's not all women. Everybody's different. Everybody's
Yes. Yeah.
individual. You know, I love International Women's Day. I do. But for me, I'm an advocate for our industry also. I don't care whether you are female, male, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, whoever you
Yeah.
are. If it's something that you want to achieve, then I would be here to support you.
That's amazing.
Getting
Yep.
people on the ground. So, you know, it's great. And I do push the female thing. I do because it's a great career. I love it.
Yes.
My name says it all on Instagram. I'm a survey geek girl. I love everything surveying. I don't know why, it just gets in your blood. But it's a great career. There's so many different avenues you can do. So if you're not that interested in being outside all the time, which, you know, I loved, and now I sit in an office, but there are jobs that you can do where it's not so heavy labored and all that kind of stuff. You use your brain more, just things like that.
Yeah.
I'm a problem solver. Give me a problem, I'll solve it for you.
It's perfect. It's exactly what the surveying industry needs.
Exactly.
So, why do you think it's important to advocate for this industry?
For a long time, surveyors didn't advocate for themselves. So I think that's put a downer on what a surveyor is, whether you're a registered licensed surveyor or whether you're a technical surveyor, whether you've got qualifications or not. We have a really, really important job within the community for our cadastre, you know, all that sort of stuff. So we're the first people on the ground when it comes to nearly any job, construction, whatever it may be. And we're the last ones there making sure that everything is right. And I don't think that people understand the importance of what we actually do, how we do it, what we do. They
Yep.
think you press a button, whatever. You know,
Yep.
anybody can press a button. We're there to actually check the data, validate it, make sure that we're doing it right, putting things in the right spot.
Yep. How you do it and why you do it.
Yeah.
I think there's a big disconnect there.
Yeah.
So, do you have any kind of a favorite surveying story for us that you could share? Or what's your favorite thing about the job?
I've probably got a few stories. I surveyed my whole time when I was pregnant. So I basically, up until a few days before I gave birth. And when I was probably about 8 months pregnant, I was doing a survey out west in a paddock, and we're climbing through fences. So my boss was carrying the instrument and everything. I was carrying the lighter stuff. We're climbing through fences, and one of them was electric, and I got electrocuted.
Oh my gosh.
It was only a really light. It wasn't the heavy duty electrification, but yeah. So that was always funny. I went to the doctors and went,
Here's the
I just
thing.
got electrocuted. Is everything going to be okay? And look, he's nearly 21 and he's fine, so that's all good.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
He's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. And I think something that really lasts in my memory that I'll always look back on was a couple of years ago when I went back into industry working for Cardno. We were doing a river survey, and I got to go down and do some of the work, and it was just so good to be out there. I was solving problems. There was parts that were missing. I had to go tramping through bush, forward driving, getting on my paddleboard, getting in a canoe, trying to get, down these massive banks to get our canoe, all this kind of stuff. And it was so good that I was able to get out there and collect the data for the client and provide the end data that they needed for their job. So that was really satisfying as well. At what was I, 47, 48, and I'm still out there doing that sort of stuff. So yeah.
You haven't gotten bored of it yet. Still
No, look,
isn't it?
I'm very much into it. I'm starting a surveyors academy with the Consulting Surveyors National, where we provide on the job training, theory, that sort of stuff, to give them qualifications across Australia. And so at the moment I'm sitting in an office and I'm writing resources and I'm preparing to get the course going and all that sort of stuff. And I miss being out in the field.
Yeah.
I can say that, I love teaching. I love passing on knowledge and all that sort of stuff. But there's something that, as soon as you get the chance, you're out there in the field whenever you can. I'm lucky I've got a lot of friends in the industry. So it's like, oh, tell me when you're coming close. I'll come out and help you, free Cheney for the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let me think here. I think I have to ask, since your Instagram name is Survey Geek Girl, what surveying technology are you geeking out about, or what brands do you geek out about? And it doesn't have to be Trimble.
No. Look, I just think all of this new equipment coming through, all the scanning gear, the drones, I love all that sort of stuff. I'm just really disappointed that I haven't had a chance to play with that stuff more. Even when I was doing the river surveying and I was doing, using all the sonar equipment and all that sort of stuff. I think if I had my chance again, I'd go into hydrographic surveying for sure.
Very cool.
Seeing how the technology has changed over the 26 years is just amazing. It makes the field work easier, so that there's more labor intensive on the office side. So it kind of takes away from that, getting out there, doing a day's work of detail or whatever it may be. But yeah, so I see it taking away a little bit from what surveying really is, but it's progress. It's moving on. It's technology. It's what it is. You either go with the times. I don't have a particular brand. I think every brand has their own unique thing about them. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
In saying that, I probably am more a Trimble person, but I haven't really used Leica much. So
well, I'm not a surveyor, so I really don't have an opinion other than I
know that they're all good for different things. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I think I am out of questions other than, do you have any other advice or last minute things you want to share for people that are getting into the industry?
Yeah, look, I just say that look around, see what there is within the industry, because you're not just stuck as a cadastral land surveyor. There's so many different areas that you can go into. It can take you across the world. It's such an amazing career to be in. There's so many different and diverse areas that give it a go. If you don't like it, try something else. There's so many different areas. It's such a worthwhile career to be in, for sure. Yeah, get out there and have a go.
Awesome.
And if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. It's the biggest thing for me. People go, oh, what if I can't do it? Well, what if you don't even try? You're never going to know. If you make a mistake, you learn from your mistake and move on.
Absolutely.
And there's always someone there to support you.
Yeah, I've met some great people in this industry.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking me. I appreciate it. So, it's an honor.
Absolutely. It's an honor to have you here.
And happy International Women's Day to all the ladies out there.
Yes, absolutely. Happy International Women's Day, everybody. Thank you so much. And if you want to follow Survey Geek Girl on Instagram, you should.
Yes, you should.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, Casey. I appreciate it.
I sincerely do too. Thank you.